Hey Mom, so welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about why my son runs around the house naked. Okay, this video is going to be done a lot differently. The last few weeks have been exhausting between work stress, home stress, and whatever is going on outside right now is killing me with my sinuses. I've had sinus headaches like constantly for almost 2 weeks. So this is going to be a very rough video. I'm also filming it the day it has to come out because I just haven't had time to do it. That's the reality of being a mom and trying to do anything else outside of your normal day-to-day stuff. And right now my son is in my bed watching Dave and Ava, so I can't even sit in the bed and film it like I normally would, because if YouTube picks up the sound, then we'll get in trouble. So about 2 weeks ago, we started potty training. For those of you that don't know, I actually started trying to potty train right after he turned 2, which has been several months ago. And I tried to do a very structured, I read a book, we got a little potty chart with stickers, and we got a reward system, and we got the potty that goes on the big potty, and we got the stool, and I did the little baggies of chips, and I did multiple drinks, and we did straight underwear, and I did all these things that this book suggested, and it was a very structured plan, and it failed horribly because the same weekend we decided we were going to potty train, Oliver was constipated. And if you don't know this, when you're trying to potty train, constipation is like the arch nemesis of potty training. When children get constipated, as it also happens with adults, all of that backup pushes on everything, including their bladder. So it makes it, especially because children are still learning to hold it and control it, it makes it really hard for them to hold in pee, even if there's just a little bit in their bladder, if they're really constipated. So day 2, we gave up. And honestly, the structured way was incredibly stressful for me. Trying to follow someone else's guidelines, even though I agreed with a lot of what she said, I felt like, she really did have the emotional pieces as like a really big part of it. Like I felt like it was a good method or whatever to go by. This time around, we were just home one Sunday a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago now, and I just thought, I'll just let him go naked. The one thing the book said not to do. The other thing the book said not to do is to have the little mini potties in other places in the house, because then you teach them to associate being able to go potty wherever, which I sort of get if you have like 10 of them. But our hall is very long, and kids learning to control their bladders have very short moments of, oh no, I need to go. So let me back up. So on 2 weeks ago on Sunday, I decided I'm just going to let him run around naked and we'll see what happens. And what ended up happening was we were incredibly successful. We have a mini potty here. I'll show it to you. It's right there in the hall. And it sits there all day, and that's where he goes and potties. I didn't do anything in terms of letting him wear anything except for bed and nap. Bed and nap, we still did diapers. But during the day, for the first couple of days, because Rick was home with him that Monday and Tuesday, we just let him run around naked. And we didn't have a single accident. Maybe one for those 3 days. So then right before, on that third day, I told Rick to put him in underwear just to see if he could hold it long enough to pull his underwear down to be able to sit and go potty. And he did amazing. And honestly, like, so we're on, tomorrow is 2 weeks, and he's only had 2 accidents. That's it. Now, that's peeing. He is nailed peeing. We are not doing a reward system. We celebrate every time he goes. We talk about it. In that 2-week time span, he has gone number 2 in the potty twice, which we made a huge deal about, and he got like a special toy. I did do that for the first time he pooped on the potty because that's a big, big, big deal. But we are struggling because now we're still having constipation issues. And I don't know if I've talked about this recently because things have changed since we did our March Madness videos. But my son doesn't eat anything. He doesn't eat anything. If it's not rice, pasta, or chicken nuggets, he's like not interested. And for those of you thinking, oh, you should just try this, you should try that. When I tell you I have tried it, I have tried it. I'm not going to force feed my kid. I'm not going to starve my kid because he doesn't eat the things that I want him to eat. So because he doesn't eat the best, I tried to do like a fiber supplement. So I went through 2 different brands of fiber supplements, and he didn't like either one of them. They're little gummies. He didn't. So Curel, I think is how you say it, has a probiotic with fiber, little powder mix, almost looks like Crystal Light, and you just put it in their drink. They can't tell it's in there, and so we're going to try that. However, it has been several days since Oliver's been able to go, so we're going the Miralax route right now, and he's hopefully going to be able to go tonight, because if he doesn't go by tonight, I'm going to probably have to do the glycerin drops because it's just been too long. So right now we are having issues with that. Having said that, even though he's being constipated and he's not able to go regularly right now, it thankfully has not impacted his ability to go to the potty, and he has not begun to associate the potty with pain and discomfort, which was a really big concern of mine. So I mean, I don't have like a how-to guide on how to potty train. What I can tell you is that what I have learned is that there are 3 main things that you have to take into account when you're potty training your kid. One, you have to take into account the type of kid that you have. And what I mean by that is what works for one kid very clearly is not going to work for every other kid. Some kids can't be potty trained by letting them run around naked. You have to know your kid, and you have to watch them and be able to adapt to how they are in order to know what you're supposed to do. Because if I had tried to let him go naked for, a day, maybe 2, and he just was not getting it, then I might have had to try a different approach, because if you keep trying to do the same thing, not only does it become frustrating for you, but it becomes hard for them too. The other thing, and I'm sure most of you know this already, is consistency. You have to be consistent, and that's been the case. Like, so he has a little potty here, and he has a miniature potty at my mother-in-law's house. Well, at my in-laws' house, where he stays a couple days a week while I'm at work and Rick's at work. And they keep him in underwear. We did add the obstacle of pants. He does really well with that also. Now when he's home with me, especially on the weekends when we're just having lazy days, he's either naked or in underwear. I mean, and I just got really cute, soft cotton underwear. I didn't get anything crazy. Now I do suggest you can find some really cheap underwear on Amazon and other places, I'm sure, but like Carter's just had some on sale, so I got some extras. If they have an accident and they poop in their underwear, sometimes it's not worth trying to save it. I've definitely thrown 2 pair away. And he's having the poop accidents because he's constipated. So the 2 times that he's gone to the potty to go number 2 have been easy. They've been fine. He's done really well. The first time is so funny because honest to God, I never thought I'd be so excited about poop in my life. I'm very weird about potty stuff. I know, and I had a boy. I'm screwed. But anyway, so like the first time he did it, he wanted Rick and I to sit with him and like stare at its glory. I don't know. He wanted to talk about it. And so we did. We sat around and we talked about it and we praised him. We told him how amazing it was that he did that. And we're continuing to celebrate those moments with him. I mean, eventually some of that dies down, right? Like you get used to it. Like, okay, yeah, you pottied. We get it. Like, you move on from that and it becomes a normal thing instead of a celebration. But we do have the type of child that really does like for us to acknowledge things that he does. And it could be something as simple as, I don't even know, like showing us a train that we've seen like 100 times. He doesn't care. He wants you to acknowledge it. And it's a big deal. So one of the things I do think the book did help me about, and I'll make Melinda put like a link or something. It's the book about potty training in 3 days. One thing it did talk about that I did appreciate, that I do think you can use no matter like what type of potty training method you use, is it talks about the different personalities that children have and how that can impact how they are potty trained and whether or not they are successful. Also, y'all like my blinds? One day I'm going to take that down and I'm going to put up a curtain. I just haven't done it yet. I'm sure the people who walk by this house know that we have a toddler. Either that or they think we have cats, which we do, but our cats don't get in the windows. Anyway, yeah, so the personality thing is important, I think, because one of the things it talks about is if you have a kid that really likes to have your approval or your validation or really likes to feel that acceptance of what they are doing from you, then one of the things it talked about is a slight regression when you stop making a big deal about it. So when they start going to the potty on a regular basis and you're like, okay, moving on, like, because it's starting to become a more normal thing. Sometimes children with those personality traits, they kind of like back off of it, like, well, if it's not exciting, then why am I doing it? So I'm trying to keep that in mind as we go through. And the other thing that's true is, yes, we still have to get through the potty sit, the going number 2 situation. We still have to transition him to a big boy potty. But what I can tell you is doing it the way that we did it was so much easier for me than trying to do a structured method, because I thought in my head the structure method is supposed to be this like foolproof plan. It's a professional. She has a living doing this. Like, this is legit. It's gonna work. If it doesn't, I'm doing it wrong. Like, I just added so much unnecessary pressure to myself. And we already hear from other people all the time, oh, your kid's not potty trained. Why haven't you started potty training yet? Oh, my kid was potty trained at 18 months. Well, back in the day, all kids were potty trained by 18 months. I I really, like, I don't know what to say to those things except for the fact that I literally don't care. Like, my personal goal was I wanted Oliver at least semi potty trained by 2.5 months, completely potty trained by the age of 3. And when I say things like that, I don't mean that I'm not adaptable. If we had tried this at 2.5 months, because that's about where we are, and he had been like not interested or it had gone horribly, then I would have backed off, we would have regrouped, and we would have tried again, maybe tried something different. But those are my goals. I did the same thing with getting rid of the pacifier. That took a lot longer than I wanted it to, but we did really well with it, because at the end of the day, it's not about what's best for us. It's about what's best for them. And we're on their time. We're not on our time. So the third thing that I think you should have in your mind when you're getting ready to potty train is that it's not always going to go according to plan. They're going to have accidents. They're going to have regressions. They're going to have days of where it's maybe really difficult. And sometimes, it's little things like they get used to the concept of going to the potty. So then they don't want to put a diaper on for a nap, so they take it off. Or they don't want to put a pull up on for bed, so they take it off. Like, those are all things that are all very good things, but they're very frustrating as a parent. And one of the things that I love that he's like this, but it's a little bothersome sometimes, is he wants to empty the little thing in the potty that has like the pee and stuff. And when I tell you he freaks out if he can't help, it's a big freaking deal. Um, so it's a big deal. So basically, what I do is I allow him to do that with guidance. So my goal is to not let it get so full that when he wants to empty it, it's hard for him to do it without making a mess. So I try to let him be as independent. I want him to be a part of the process, because the other side of that is, if we are taking what's in his potty and taking it to the big potty and flushing it, then that's obviously where it goes. So I feel like doing little things like that just kind of helps them understand that, okay, this is where I'm going right now, but ultimately this is the goal. And then maybe in some ways it'll make it easier when we get ready to transition him to the big boy potty. But yeah, so like I said, potty training for 2 weeks. We've been very lucky. When I tell you that potty training has been one thing that I've had the most anxiety about, because without sounding too whatever, we've been really lucky in the things that we've had to go through with Oliver. He gave up pacifier easy, which I still attest to the fact that he had a stuffed animal that he just really loved, so it was fine. He was a really good sleeper. He sleep trained really well. Like, all the big transitions that we've had so far, he's handled really well. And I feel like, even though we are far from over with transitions and adjustments and adaptations of our life with our kid, this is like the last big one. Hi. Jessie's ready to come inside? Yeah. Okay. Who are you looking for? Mira? I don't see Mira. Where's Mira? Oh no. Where is she for real? Is she? Oh, maybe she's in the living room. He's naked, so I'm definitely picking this up so y'all can't see. Anyway, I'm coming. So yeah, so you gonna pull the door? Oh my gosh, so cute. Ready, 1, 2. Come on, Joshy. Huh? No, it's cold. You're not dressed. Come on, Josh. Again, another thing. Ready, 1, 2, close. Ugh, good job. Another great thing about independence. I don't know where Mira is, my love bucket. See if she's in the living room. Or she might be in Mommy's room. So anyway, so yeah, so I feel like potty training is one of the last like baby things, I suppose. And I'm so ready to get rid of that changing table. Can't wait. And a smelly trash can. It's gonna open up his room. I can put his toy box in here. A lot of really positive things. But yeah, so whoa. I don't know where Mira is, my baby. Did you look in Mommy's room? Go pee. Good job. That's a lot of pee. The stuff they say. Anyway, so that's been our potty training journey. We're doing really well so far. We still have some obstacles to overcome. I'm going to do the Miralax today, see if I can get him to go to the bathroom, get him unblocked, I suppose. And then I'm going to do the probiotic with fiber for a little while. And in the meantime, I'm just trying to research and figure out some ways to get him to eat better, because I think that's a big part of it. But I think if we can get him regular and get him used to going on the potty for both, we're essentially, you know, out of the fog for now. So we're doing really well. He's still in a crib. So we won't be night training until he's in a big boy bed, which he does not have discipline to be in now. And for those of you who give people a hard time, let them leave their kids in cribs. It's not harmful. It's the same damn size as a toddler bed. And at least this way, they can guarantee that they're not getting up in the middle of the night and putting their fingers in sockets or swallowing toys. So back off. And that's all I have for potty training. I know it's kind of a rough video. I kind of had to rush to do it, so I do apologize for that. But that is honestly, that's the whole thing. We're having to adapt to the constipation thing. I ignored the books and I did what felt right for us. And I think when you're talking about things like this, that's really the most important takeaway. So, you know, make sure you like our video. Leave a comment if you have suggestions, especially for the potty, for the constipation stuff, because it's exhausting to worry about. And I'm worried about him. And let us know what you did to potty train your kids, if you had some fun things that worked. You know, I don't know. We helped potty train one of my nephews, and we used like Cheerios and Fruit Loops. That was always fun. And make sure you follow us on the socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, @MamaSleeMe. And, you know, make sure you hit the bell icon so you get notified when we have other videos come out. And otherwise, that's all I got. I'm going to go chase my naked kid around and maybe make some breakfast. I'm kind of hungry. So anyway, have a good weekend, you guys. And we'll see you next time.